Isn't that fun? What's up, everybody? It's an early morning show, so I doubt anybody will know that I'm doing this. Got to get on here and we talk about. Oh, I'm Zen, by the way. If you didn't notice that, and hope you like my new channel setup that we're playing with here. First couple days and figuring out how it is, but it's pretty dope. And I guess I'm probably gonna get on a few other platforms so I can simulcast across I don't know, all the other platforms people use. Yeah. So hi, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I want to talk about a couple things, mostly NPCs, drugs, and autism, and 3D printed realm. And I think we can cover this in the ideas of a few TV shows, but one. Oh, and then also really want to tie in like most of what people believe this place to be. I want to tie in a little bit of history, a little bit of ancient technology, where we might be, the realm, and robotics and things. So I wanted to take the ideas of mud flood. So the second version of the title is a boy and his Westworld dog. And if you don't know, Westworld is a show, pretty awesome with that. And the new season just came out. Pretty excellent. And a movie called A Boy and His Dog that was around in the late 70s, right around the same time as the original Westworld came out. I'd probably say it was probably the same year. Was it 78 or something? Who knows? But A Boy and His Dog is highly references what we would in the community of free thinkers, or people, I wouldn't call it free thinkers, but just people that you just observe reality for what it is, and you can make assessments. You can ascertain an idea of what the past could have been looking like and what the future will hold for humanity. And you can kind of do that, like the people that can do that. So that we just look at what's going on, and I look at um, I look at an engine, and I can reverse engineer it, so I can see where things came from, and then I can also go, okay, well, if that's the dialogue of to get to this point, what does it look like going forward? It's not too difficult. Most people are so distracted by nonsensical things that they're unable to do that. So the movie A Boy and His Dog is about what we'd call in this weird community of ours, the mud floods, or the reset that probably happened somewhere in the 1850s. And then we'll talk about technology and where we might be technologically, and where were we technologically in the past. Then we'll talk about the human mind. We'll talk about the human brain, not the mind. Two different things. The mind is this whole airy thought through what's going on here, and the brain is just a computer that's calculated. It's a calculator. It's a calculating system, which is ons and off switches, right? And we'll talk about artificial intelligence, and then get into these NPC people and what's the chances that you. I would say most people, if you said there's robotics walking amongst us right now, they would think you're nuts. Like most people would. And then some people like, yeah, maybe in 10 years. And then you have people that go, yeah, certainly. And then you have people that go, without question, because do you know how far this is something I'd like to start with too, before we get into a couple silly videos I watched about malfunctioning humans, whether just through decay of their synapses and their short circuiting of their brain, or if they're robotics, or whatever, or they're on drugs. I don't know, but we'll discuss that. But before we get into that, I want to touch on this idea of where do you think we are in terms of technology, and then I want you to, once you establish that in your mind, I think here's where we are. We're in the year 2021. technology is like this, and we're on the cutting edge of. The public doesn't have access to it. This is what I want you to think about. Do you know how far ahead of the game technology is behind the scenes? They don't just make really powerful technology like, yeah, let's just give it to them. They don't do that. They use it for their benefit. If I came up with something really radical that would make me almighty and powerful, do you think I'd give that to you so you could be on the equal playing field? Or wouldn't I just sit there and bask in my glory and power? I mean, I'm saying even I would, as humble and a servant for the people that I am, and how much I like to share things, and I think everyone should be on an equal playing field. I mean, even anyone would go, yeah. I think if you came up with something. So now people that are already in the position of sociopaths, psychopaths, um, you know what I mean? Like these people that are already have just bathed in power. What do you think they're going to do with it? So let me get these things going here. In case you didn't know, NPC bot. There's my. I don't know why those didn't show up to begin with. Hey, what's up, Danny? What's up? I just seen these comments here. Still getting used to this new platform thing. What's up, Divine? Let me do all this. Cool. Bicentennial man. Yeah, so let's get into that. So how far do we think we are technologically? You have to realize. So in 1970, they were playing with the technology you think you have today. In 1970. So whatever you think you're doing, the people in power had already. If they are organic systems and they're not properly going through maintenance on the body and proper health and nutrition of such things, and don't know how it works properly, and they are reaching the end of their, they're reaching the end of their lifespan. And at that point, they go, whatever. I've had fun. I'll give it to my next generation. I'll give it to the kids. I'll give it to whatever. And so then they give up that. They give up their technology. So that's their cycle. You get around 30, they have this great power. Add 50 years to that, they're out reaching 80, looking like pancake syrup on top of marshmallows over an open fire, just like melting away into nothingness. Of course, they're going to give it. But here's the point: the technology that we have today, that you see in front of you, which is high level stuff. They've been 3D printing houses. Listen to me closely. The little 3D printers that you can get for your house, for your business, whatever. You can 3D print something so perfectly. They've been printing houses, the things that people live in, with giant 3D printers that do the same job on a giant scale. So they'll take concrete, or they'll take whatever geopolymer, whatever, and they'll build a house by using a 3D printer. So if they have that technology today that you're seeing pop out, then 50 years ago, they already had it. Okay, so let's use this idea of 3D printing. Are we not under the at least we could contend that there was higher technology sometime prior. There's this evolutionary thing is really silly. I mean, you can see the evolution of technology and awareness, but we can look at certain things in the past and go, there's no way we can't do that now. Why are those buildings so big? How are those arches so perfect? How is that paint? Somebody was on his back. Michelangelo was on his back painting the ceiling. That's insane. That's stupid. That didn't happen. It's just a story. You see how big and perfect. Have you ever seen any of these old ancient? I mean, now you might call them a church, even though that's not its original use. But don't you think there was perhaps larger humans with larger pieces of technology already at higher forms of using I think that the realm was 3D printed. Just put it out there like that. Here's another proof of that claim. and you'd have to do your research here. But when you paint something, as you're painting with a paintbrush, there's a thickness of the paint that's going on. I don't care if you're using spray paint, whatever you're using. There's a thickness of paint that goes on that thing, and it's measured in microns. And there's going to be a variance of thickness. And I don't remember exactly what the numbers were, but let's just say an average paintbrush is 100 microns to 900 microns, depending on how the depth and no matter how perfect and fine lines are making it, right? But we can find inkjet printers that do something like 10 microns, and across the board it's 10 microns. There's no ups and downs. Now, if we go and look at some of these old paintings by the masters, you know, and they do an analysis of the surface analysis, and they'll recognize that it's all like 5 microns flat across. So there's no way you could do that with the paintbrush. There's no way a human being did that, is the point. It had to be done by some laser etching, some inkjet printing. These buildings are too big to be doing by hand. There's only, some of these things, these blocks, how are they making them? You could print them. You could put them into, you could build a mold, and you could put water and lime and all of you could take any substance you want and bond it with it and call it limestone. Yeah, because it's using lime water. It's using lime and water and hemp and whatever. And over the years, it's going to get harder. And I mean, how do you think this stuff was done? No, I'm saying that's an easy way to accomplish something. And and everything else you could throw in the mix, laser beams and all the other computers and whatever we have now, they had before on a larger, more grand scale. And now we're just getting to the point. And again, it must be recognized, whatever you think you're using as, run-of-the-mill, Bobby, Billy, Joe, Ken, Barbie, whoever you are, is running around. Even if you think you're at some high level in working for some corporation or government institution, you're nowhere near knowing the bleeding edge of technology. You're nowhere near knowing, and so we already were presented with that. Like that's already, they're walking amongst us, whether they're from other realms, which I don't doubt. They might look like you. They're just from a different realm, or they're printed in a laboratory. How many people have you seen who go into some sort of repetitious, they've lost it, stuttered? As humans, we'll do it sometimes. We get our brain starts to go, I don't have enough information to get how to solve this problem. Yeah, of course. Or maybe we're robots too. But you ever see people that go into these? Watch a basketball game. You ever see a basketball player just start doing some crazy shit? You ever watch these sports? You don't think some of them are built in laboratories? Some, maybe all. Who knows? Point is, you see too many things going on in this realm of people looking like they don't have any other, like they're not learning. They were installed a program and there's no new learning happening. They could have all the experiences in life and there'd be nothing for them to learn from it. People that read all these books and they're dumb as shit. People that interact with all these parts of life and they still don't know anything. And they're unable to communicate it. And if you offer them, play a video game. It's what an NPC is, non-player character. So if these robotics are only capable of getting to a certain level, like a human seems like whatever an organic system is, it seems like it can always develop further. It can always, I don't know, become somewhat more intelligent. It can upgrade its own system. It can become more, adapt to landscape. You can't just take an NPC and be like, all right, let's put this in a different landscape. It won't work. It's programmed for one specific purpose and goal. There's a lot of people that they can't get out of their one specific goal is, what do you do for a living? I'm an auto mechanic. You know what they do? They go and they fix cars. I get home, they smell like grease. Where's my beer? I'll get my microwavable meal and my Schlitz, and then I'm gonna go mow the lawn tomorrow and smell that grease, get the same soap, comb my hair this way. Like, while humans, I suppose, organic beings can get put into that method of hypnosis because it happens to children. This is a big thing. This is why I highly suggest people deprogram yourself. You have to understand the programming that you're under to be able to install new software, new programs. You need to get rid of the old shit. You can't be weighed down by what you think you know. You have to go into any kind of idea, and you can't think you know the answer. You have to ask the question with no thought whatsoever of what the answer might be. If you have a pre-programmed thought of what the answer is, then you've adjusted the parameters, and now you're going to put your own personal bias on things. So this is the idea of getting rid of and deprogramming yourself before you can install new programs, right? And some people, they can't, they won't. But then again, how many of these things that we're interacting with are just robotic artificial intelligence things? So this gets into the Westworld ideas. And let me skip through everybody. Hey, what up, Don Juan? How you doing? Have I checked out the Archaic channel? No, I have not. I totally forgot about that. Did you send me something? If anybody needs to know, on the bottom, this little banner down here, it'll give you my backup channel. It'll give you my email. It'll tell you how to. You can even donate to me. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It's down there, and it will also give you my Instagram. I believe I put that on there. Let me just check, and if I didn't, I can fix that now. So we got PayPal, Venmos. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Instagram, there it is. Zarzan2. That's me. Boom. And anybody who needs to get a hold of me, you can do that over there. And if you hit me over there, maybe I just forgot. I'll check it out though. Tanny on them Fruit Loops, huh? Yeah, the only looping you want to do is urine, because that will clean your fluid. And you don't want to actually run a mental loop. Yeah. If I watch this video, you know what? I haven't watched any of my videos over since I started using this new format yet, so I didn't know how they look. Okay, so uh, let's do the connection to autism, and I put this out there before. Everyone is on a scale 1 to 10 of you're gay. I think you have gay tendencies, and everybody's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a spectrum. They're both spectrums. 1 to 10 of how autistic you are. And in that sense, what I really mean to say is there's a humanness quality and intelligence quality, and there's a uh, an OCD quality, an obsessive quality, and there's a you have like OCT, you have OCD, and all of the other kind of cluster Bs and kind of those little personality things that are triggers of traumas and reliving things. So everybody's going to have those things. I don't really call it. We just call it autism now because people have been so drugged up through the years. They've been so they've ingested so much toxic material through watching the television. And again, I'm all for television. You're watching television right now. I'm good with it. I just know what I'm looking at. You have to understand what you're looking at first. The music they listen to, 3 minutes and 30 seconds of 108 beats a minute, and we four beat, and we're gonna repeat this, and you're gonna be on a cycle. You're gonna get on a loop. and it's going to be maybe not so good for you. And then you're going to start shoveling those honey smacks in your face in the morning. Why they call them honey smacks? You wake up in the morning, you honey smacks, you know. Hey, it's a woman. That's a woman abusing men joke right there. And then you go to lunch, and then you get your you get your 3 square meals a day, and we're eating so much toxic things. And then you're going to take your drugs the doctors have prescribed, and you're going to go watch that television show. You're going to sit calm. You're going to sit down, be calm. Situational comedy, right? And and you're watching. If you can't tell what's going to go on the next show, like how lame. You're going to do that again. There's no freshness, no newness, right? So we've ingested so many of those things into our system that we're on basically fucking a repeat mode of Groundhog Day kind of thing. No new experiences, no new nothing. All right. And so that comes out as personality traits that we might call autistic. Or, and I think if you're an organic system, you can overcome any of those. Or you're artificial intelligent robotic NPC, and it's written into the code, and that's just what's happening. Unless somebody goes in there and goes in that back little thing there and opens up there and start playing with some computer system in your head. You're not getting out of it. That's you got. I think that's the. I don't see it any other way. So that whole Westworld thing, the whole autism is just a fancy way of saying, oh my gosh, you're human and you have traumas just like anybody. Or autism is another way of saying, oh, that's a fucking robot right there. That is. And again, the dilemma is we've made robots look too similar to us that we can't tell the difference. If somehow you were able to identify what a robot is, you would have a different relationship with it. Like ain't nobody out here taking a sawzall and going, hey, how you doing? Huh? The sawzall has his personality. You don't do that. But if you dress that shit up, somebody that just carried around a sawzall, but it was part of that was their whole character, and it looked like a human, you would interact with it. And its only job was to sawzall something. It's a tool that you cut, if you know what that is. So we made these robots look too lifelike. This technology, and it wasn't supposed to be like that. You're supposed to know what the tool and the technology is. A shovel's a fucking shovel. You use it to shovel shit. And if you find a way to make it easier so you don't have to shovel and something else does, and it's a tool, why would you make it look human-like? That would be confusing. So I think that's what's happened. We've made the robotics and the it's intelligent, it's great, and we've made it look too like whatever this is. And it confuses. And whoa, aren't you confused? No, it couldn't be that way. Everyone you see, that's just a normal human. Well, that normal human's a sociopath. That normal human's a psychopath. A psychopath is a psychopath of a cycle, which would make it more robotic, because that's what a robot does. It goes in a cycle. Its job is start here, finish here, and go back. That's what it is. And so let's see, NPCs, Westworld, robotics, misfirings. Drugs can obviously do this, and drugs are going to put different chemicals into your brain and open up different neurological pathways, which would be similar to rewiring a circuit board in a computer. There's not too much different going on with the organic and inorganic system. That's how it's programmed, I guess. And then the other part was the boy and his dog, which is the mud flood stuff, which is they covered up the last version of society and technology. How and what is that mean? The mud flood? Maybe it was a shaking of the earth and heating up of things and water. I don't know. There's lots of different look it up, and there's lots of different variations of what people think happened. But it's needless to say, it's very obvious something did happen. And there's definitely underground cities everywhere. We didn't dig them out and build them there. They were already there. It's all over the realm. And this, the movie Boy and His Dog, show you that. They're basically out in this desert-looking landscape, and all of a sudden they can just every once in a while find an area where they get down and they go into an old gymnasium, an old house, but it's all buried. Speaking of deserts and things, and mud desert. Was it? What is a desert? Is it what is what are the crystals on that? What is the sand made of? Silica? So is that the sawdust from old trees that they cut down? Giant technology? Who knows? This is just spitballing this, but definitely the part where there are underground cities, it's verifiable. It's not. I'm not just making that up. And anybody think they can build an underground city, you're moronic. You know how difficult that would be. We have a hard enough time building build a building without it falling over. They just tried to build a hotel in New Orleans and had ripped the whole thing down because it collapsed. The Hard Rock Cafe fell over. Yeah, as they're building it. And you think you're gonna go underground with all of this weight on top of you and build a city for what reason? Yeah, right. Underground tunnels and all this. It's silly. I'm not saying we're not building them to a degree now and boring out holes, but there's certainly underground cities. And in this movie, I highly Don Johnson's in it when he's like, I don't know, 20, I guess, maybe a little younger. He's got his dog, but I guess he could. I don't remember if his dog can talk or if it's telepathy or if you're just supposed to read into it that the dog is a robot or something. I'm not sure how that works. Um, but I just haven't seen the movie in a little bit. Maybe I'll watch it again today. And I'm not giving anything away because a spoiler alert: the movie was in the late '70s. So if you didn't watch it, that's your problem. Um, he gets to the point. He gets in an underground city, very much Westworld like. Like I told you earlier, original Westworld was made in the late 1970s, and this movie was made late 1970s. And he goes into an underground tunnel and then goes further down and goes to this really weird place where it's like a different kind of city where all of these elites are living, and finds out that they're like living in this really like they've got a religion and they've got gardens and this really interesting thing going on down there. Like there was a whole another society. It was like living and flourishing, and the religion. He was excited because they're like they want he met some people there and they wanted him to become like they wanted him to impregnate the women. So he's like, what? They're like, oh, he came from up there. His seed actually works because their seed didn't work. So whether you're however you want to read into that, because they got broken, because they got diseased, lack of sunshine, whatever. So his seed still worked. They're like, how the hell is he living up there? His seed works. So he's all excited. I get to have sex with all the women here. And instead, what happens? No, they hook him up to a machine and just suck the semen out of him, put it into test tubes to make babies. He's not having intercourse with any women. They're just extracting his life force and his semen. Crazy stuff. Check it out. And which really feeds into the idea of the infant incubators at the World Fairs in the early 1900s, late 1800s, which was right after the reset. Which, if you also watch the movie, so there's infant incubators and all of these kids coming at the same age, same time. Look, I don't know where they're coming from. They all just come over on the boat to Ellis Island. But you're seeing all these world fairs, and there's these babies being made, and people are just going walk around looking at them. That's weird. It's weird. Where'd they come from? Go watch the movie Gangs of New York. Look at the time frame. If you don't think that's about the mud flood or whatever flood you want to call it in the 1800s and the repopulation, look at where they come from. They in a church, underground, in a city, and they come out. Watch the whole movie. It's all about underground cities. So there we go. Where are we at here? Let me get to your comments here. Danny just sit. Danny just spamming the comment section here. Is Danny? Did you get it? Did you smoke some crack this morning? What's up, Fire Drake? Yeah, the interesting thing about most sawdust, I mean, I love sawdust from actual trees, but I've built enough houses and there's chemicals in it, so there's a different scent to pressure treated 2x4s than there is to whatever tree you're cutting. It smells good. Either one smells good to me. What up, Finn? Yeah, man. I've been here and there with the internets. Still on here doing this damn thing. Gotta educate these kids out here. What's up, Super Champion? Ha 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 ha. That's crazy, Super Champ. So let me post this up here. Boom. 5 years old and saw a guy with a square hole in his temple of his head. Looked inside the hole and saw a bunch of electrical wires. Mm. What is crazy jaundice? Jaundice is when your skin turns yellow because there's something wrong with how your body processes. What is it? Something with the liver that your body doesn't process right as a child? Your skin gets yellow. What's up, DL coaching? Oh, the name's of the movie. A Boy and His Dog. Westworld. There's the two original ones, Westworld, and then the show. Um, and what did I say the other one was? Oh, Gangs of New York, and it's a great movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, Academy Awards. Awesome movie. You got to watch it for both reasons. That the movie itself is really good. It actually has to do with Native Americans too, and if you listen, it's really very esoteric movie. Most people just watch it as interesting early New York Times, but if you really dig in, it's telling a lot of our history. Danny, who wants to read a fucking book? Fuck Orion's Door, the book. Make it a movie and I'll watch it. I don't read. I'm not a reader. Done with that shit. You can read it to me at night. I want an audio book. Let me see it. Tired of this. Books are better than movies. Bullshit. All that hoopla. It's trash. Books give too much. You could. It's in your imagination. So yeah. So you could say anything you want in a book, and somebody visualizes it a different way. No, I want to know I want to know what the fuck it is. I want to know what it means. Show it to me. Show me. Don't tell me about it. Danny, did you drink way too much coffee this morning? I'm just wondering. Did you drink all the coffee? Did you do like a line of Coke and then snort coffee grinds or what? What's going on here? I can tell you're excited. What did you? Uh, are you just excited about seeing me doing this at an early hour? I don't know. I'm sitting here. Hey, I don't even. Maybe I'm just not on the same wavelength let me get some coffee in me. We got an iced latte. Want. Well, what's up, new people that are here? Welcome. You can always jump in the chat if you want to. I think I've covered everything I wanted to. I could go a little more in depth, and I'll save that for a part 2 of this idea, and I'll flesh it out, as it were. These ideas of, I mean, I've done it a number of times in other videos, and other people have done it too, and try to explain the whole connection from the ancient world, and by ancient, just anything over right around the time our history kind of gets a little hazy, 1850s, right before cameras apparently existed. It's pretty easy to alter history in written form, and it's and obviously it's pretty easy to doctor photos too. Vanilla Sky it all out. If anybody doesn't know what I'm saying, it's look up Vanilla Sky's photos. What's up, Matthew Nixon? So Lions, Ethereum, and PP. Oh, the new Thor movie. It's good. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't have. Hey, if anybody wants to, and you want me to do a whole thing on Thor, I'll go watch it. Guys, donate to me go watching Thor. And don't worry, I'm kind of trashy. I'll bring my own popcorn and soda and candy. I'm not gonna pay for that shit there. But if you want to buy me a ticket, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, it's in the scrolling thing beneath. Oh, that's right. Brett got in the building. If you didn't know. Oh, your niece is there and you got a massage. Oh, nice. Why is everybody else getting all rub downs and I can't even get a fucking date these days. And Danny out here getting rubbed down by other chicks. I don't know, she into family stuff, so I don't know. Hey, I guess keep it in the family, huh? New Doctor Strange is on. New Doctor Strange is already out on. What is it on? Is it on Disney? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Disney already. I watched it the other day. Oh, it's good. It's something you got to watch more than once. I mean, if you're into watching for esoteric stuff, you got to watch it more than once. Danny, we crack you up. Yeah, exactly. Uh, the Al coaching. What do I think about CERN? I did a whole video on that. I don't want to get into that again right now. There's too many connections to look up the show I did. It's called the Hard-On Collider. Yeah, I know. I get it. I did a whole thing on the particle smashing and dudes playing with their swords, and I don't put too much stock in it being a real thing. I think that's something else going on completely. I think it has to do with more with magic and more with. I mean, I don't think they're doing what they say they're doing. Yeah, Danny. Most of the time, I kind of assume you have an AI system running. Like, what kind of crazy shit would Danny say today? And then it just types for you. Yeah, no reason to concern. Just you got to discern. Danny, you are. Yep, Danny, you've tag team dudes. See, I've had to assume this. Pretty much this day and age, that's all women are. A bunch of robotic whores. And y'all, this is my next show I'm gonna do: robotic whores and angles, because everybody's working their angles to get something, get money, get paid, get cheddar, get whatever. It's just it's it just become more and more apparent. You go online and you go to any of these dating sites. It's one, you have to fill out all the shit. It's like a business resume. Well, let's check this off. If he's got, okay, he went to college here, this is all about her, and this is he's gonna be making $150,000 a year. Okay, this is good. You've done. I'm gonna need nails on these days. And that's ridiculous shit. The other one is here, swipe right, and here, just go to my what is this shit you chicks got now? You got all your different forms of places. The dudes would just send you money for showing you a titty. you know, that's that's when you knew humanity was in trouble. When every chick has got a side hustle being a slut, like not just on the low, catching little feelings here or there, and giving some head, or like get you guys in a fight, like in a slumping relationship, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this dude. No, chicks out there just like taking fucking selfies in the bathroom of a nightclub, and then showing titties for like, I just made fucking $50 because some stupid fat pig bitch sent it to me for showing my titty. I mean, what is going on here? And any chick can do it. Like, you don't even have to be, you ain't got to be good looking to be a whore anymore. You can be any of them. That's the next show's title, and it's just like, ain't no, when you know what, it's a whole, it's all women it's all got reversed. Women used to go, oh, there ain't no good men left. Bullshit, ain't no good women out there. Y'all lying, skeezing, cheating. You got so many. You're too you got too many things going on. You want too much because you're a material girl. That's the thing. Guys are more spiritual than women. Women want physicality too much, and if they can't have it when they want it, they'll get it where they want it from. Because that's just what I want, and it's gonna be my way or the highway, honey. Now that's why, Danny. That's why we building robots, because women are too emotional. This is, I think men figured it out. Yeah, I think men figured it out, and this is why we started to build robots. As I mean, look at all of these other. Look at Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy. Dude does a rebuild of his wife as a robot. Because you know what? Honestly, I can I see the intelligence in it. Doesn't make a lot of sense to be having overly emotional women all the time. Like, I need a job done. I want it done right. I'm playing games here. Hey, Colin, you wish you were a robotic whore? Yeah, I wish I was too. It would have made my life a lot easier. Being an emotional man. Fuck me. I'm sorry. I have feelings. Excuse me. I feel like men have more feelings than women do. Women are ruthless, heartless beings. I don't think women were built with hearts. They always say they were, but I've noticed this too, and this is a little trick in the next show for all you tricks out there, all you thoughts. Um, women use their fake emotions to get something. Men actually have emotions, but we have to hide them, because if you share your emotions as a man, you're like, oh, you're weak. You can't. You have to hold that in. Men are more emotional. Like, legitimately, we feel things. Women just use it to obtain things. There's whiny brats. It's a real thing. Tell me I'm wrong. It ain't true. Men are way more feeling oriented. Why do you think men do all the hands-on physical labor? Why do we do all the hard work? Why do we mold things? Why do we create? Women ain't doing that. They ain't put your hands on shit. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Like most chicks, they need to be they need a good backhand. I mean, see that's the thing. Is like I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to. But apparently, you want like a choke collar on, be slapped and told what to do. You need to be controlled because you're uncontrollable. Like you can't just be you can't be off a leash. Like you bitches cannot be off a leash. Just what it is. Where are we at here? I'm trying to catch up with these. Let's see here. Yeah, Danny's got a lane to her inner chakras. The out coaching. Uh, I think you're mishearing what I'm saying. I guess you don't know me that well. I I'm 43. I've dated a lot of women. And no, that's not the only woman I've ever seen. I'm just listen again to what I said. It's where we are in a state of the world because of technology. Listen closely. That it's so easy for women to fall into that mode that it's trifling and women tend to be more. Everything I said sticks, but the but why that happened? There was a role reversal a long time ago. Everything got flipped, and you should. I mean, hey, don't feel sorry for me. You know, I have a good life. I'm fine. I'm just saying, there it's kind of hard to the good ones are already taken. How's that? You know, they're already wifed up. But how many chicks I know that wifed up and they got the baby, and all of a sudden, who they in bed with? This guy right here. So apparently, that's not a very good woman, is it? I didn't ask for it. I didn't know. Find out afterwards. I'm saying conniving. And back into the earlier part of the video. See if you were here from the beginning. We were talking about robots, AIs, and you know, women might be women might be robots. So I think there's intelligence in making that. So women are out here trying to get rid of men. All you need is a pipe. You know, go get a woman and a strap on. You good to go. You ain't got to worry about get pregnant unless you want to. And there's no like two pumps dump chump. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Finn, she said I'm being controlling because I was being stable and factual. Interesting. Why do we have babies and why do we take care of families? Why do we extend our time to take out to read and invest in people? Uh, what is that? Why? Why do you continue to have more babies with more men? Why? Because the next one will take care of you. At least you hope. Why? Because it's easier than going get a job. You don't want a job. No one wants a real job. No one really. If you're the biggest scam on the planet is job. It's all slave. It's all slavery. You go work for someone else. If you work for somebody else, who's your boss? Well, I mean, how does that always work out? They got control of you. How many hours a day? I mean, and Danny, I mean, speak for yourself from the sense of you take care of your extended family. You do all those things. That's not standard practice. I promise you that. You can't use one-offs to make a grand overarching statement that most when you use when it's more than 80% of things, it's a stereotype, but it's true. It's not true for everyone. There's obviously outliers to these things. What's up, Lo Naomi? Singularity is an allegory for awakening. I mean, singularity in the sense that we're all part of this system and we're all God and it's just me and everything else is a reflection of me. Sure. Yeah. But we live in a very differentiated world. Like the singularity of a car is a singular thing, is not at all identifiable with what a tree is, nor its shape, its space, its use. It's not a single thing. Those are two separate things. Yes, does it take when you say the singularity, does it take the tree leaves and the carbon from that's coming out the tailpipe and then the cycling of, yeah, certainly. So the whole system is one, of course. But the thing is, you don't have an experience in life as singularity. You can't. If everything was one thing, it would be a big mass of jello. And that's what you'd experience until you create. And to create, you have to divide things up into subcategories, so that way you can interact with things, or else it doesn't, or else you get no experience. You awake to everything as you anyways, split up into tinier and tinier things. That's fine, and we know that. But you need to, like, you're having your experience, I'm having mine. Without having divide this all up into this, you wouldn't be having experience. And the singularity would be you go back into my consciousness, or you'd suck me into yours, or whatever. And Danny, you'd like to see a man have a baby now. Does that even make any sense, Danny? Obviously, that can't and won't happen. They can't even have it artificially. What are you talking about? And then Danny, you on one today, huh? Why does a man want to? I'm a man. I don't want to have a baby, naturally or artificially, and I don't want to be called a queen. I will just be called Zen, God. I am. Period. I don't need to have a baby and then afterwards say I'm a queen. That's ridiculous. Go ahead and find some of your fruity fellows to do that. That's if they want to, go for it. They were stuck in their own body. I'm not interested in such things. The fact that you are is weird. That's a little awkward. Finn, I hear what you're saying. Okay, then, and then you said in response, because Finn said earlier, I think his last quote was up on the screen a second ago, and then in response, so you had to be here for the earlier part, and then Finn said I became unstable and unfactual because she was being stable and factual, right? To see the result, and then lo and behold, she then controls everything, and everyone around her loves her. And oops, where did that go? Oh no, I did not mean to. There we go. And blanks you for being real and stable. Yeah, that's exactly it. You can't win, and you can't win because they sit on a fence and they jump to the other side whenever it's convenient. They hold no they hold no they have no they have less moral or ethic grounding than even someone like me. Like I say, I don't really have morals or ethics. I say that very loosely and jokingly. I mean, I think most people know that I have quite high standing morals and ethical behavior. But no, women they just like to. There was a there was a meme I seen earlier, and it wasn't a meme. It was a short video, and it was a tic-tac-toe board, and it was a guy playing against a machine, and what it said was, this is what happens when you have an argument with a woman. And so he puts an X here, and then they put an O here, and he puts an X here, and the computer puts an O here, and he puts an X here. Now there's the O at the bottom in the middle, and the right, the second one down. And so the only other option, so there is no winning option. But what the computer does is it goes and follows that trajectory and puts a 0 off of the tic-tac-toe board to the right, and then just puts a line through it and says, I won. That's how women argue, because they just take any position they want and just then change. They do this whole thing where they change the goalpost, they change the goal, they do all of those classic things that they can't handle being wrong. They don't want to be. We're just girls. We're never gonna be wrong. We just want to have fun. And this isn't fun. It's not fun unless I'm fun. It's not happy wife, happy life. If I'm not having fun, I don't care. And if you're not making me have fun, somebody else is gonna make me have fun. Entertain me, motherfucker. Invest in paying it forward with interest. Danny, you will never marry. I thought you were married. What are you talking about? Oh, virgin for life. See, Danny will never get married, and she's a virgin for life. But she has like 400 kids and been married like 6 times. See, my point exactly. Danny has expressed it. Danny says, that's why I will never marry, and I'm a virgin for life. And both of those things are, as far as I know, untrue. But for now, she's a virgin for now. She's re-virgined herself. Yeah. Hey, Lonium. Yeah, it's called the 3 I's. The 3 I's are called income tax, interest, and inflation, and they're all parts of usury systems. They're all completely unlawful and illegal, but they're put in place and used every day because the fiat currency, fiat system that is being used is outside of the boundaries of those legalese things because it's controlling that. The fiat currency, so they can use interest, inflation, and income tax because they're using a separate system. They're outside of the system. I mean, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. If you're playing in a real world, I mean, read the Bible. Your boy Jesus, he was mad at those money changers flipping those tables over because they were stealing. They were being deceitful. So I make something, and I design and I build and I create something, and then somebody comes up like, I'm gonna need 10% of that. For what? What did you do? Yeah, I'm gonna need 10% of that. For what? Because I gave you a tool to barter with. What did that tool cost you? Let's not talk about that. I'm gonna need 10% of that because that's income. So you made $100. I'm gonna need $10. How does that work? It's completely usury. It's completely that's not cool. A simple way of putting it. Inflation is artificially pumped into the system. Inflation doesn't happen. You could have a stabilized economic system. Currency, a note, a value of a system, the economics, it's going to stay the same. There's always going to be the how much an orange is worth is always going to be how much an orange is worth. It's always going to, the trees are always going to be producing. There's going to be this many, there might be some ups and downs within the seasons, and maybe an orange is worth, during this season, an orange is worth two apples, right? I mean, that kind of fluctuation in the system will happen. There will be fluctuation within the system, but inflation is completely artificially made, and it's to make the dollar that you have today, tomorrow, that dollar is only worth 50 cents. First they tax you. So then that dollar that you got is now you got 90 cents. And the next day they go, okay, well that 90 cents is worth 50 cents. So you've got income tax, inflation, and then now they're going to have an interest rate. And now because I stole from you, this is what's happening. I'm breaking it simple for you. Break it down simple for you. They tax you, take away some of your money from your earnings, which is usury, and then they cause inflation, which makes your money worth less valuable. And then because now you can't afford the thing that you need because you should have had $1, now you got 50 cents, right? You got to borrow, and they're going to give you an interest rate. And I got to pay you back more than I had after you stole from me and inflated devalued the money. That's the system. Thin girls just want to have fun. Yeah, what happens? What happens when after they pop a couple children out, and what happens when they become like older? Like when I think we had this discussion the other day. When do good witches turn into bitches? There's a point. There's a switch that turns. That the old witches. Like what happens? They look in the mirror. They're not so desirable anymore. Could be because they can't produce offspring. Could be because their bad attitude. Could be because they poison themselves. Could be because of a million different reasons. But there's certainly something that occurs. Fire Jake said male and female archetypes are easy to understand. People convolute and confuse themselves. Yeah, I mean certainly, but hey, Fire Jake. The problem is there's no such thing as male and female anymore. There's any gender you want. It's all fluid. It can be anything you want. You could be a doorknob if you want. You identify as a doorknob now. We got to throw that into the mix. We can't have preponderance of gender. Remember those seven original? What are the seven original laws? Anybody want to throw them in there? The the Hermetic principles, like the law of sex, the law of preponderance. Yeah. Anybody know those? Hello, Neom. You go too far? Absolutely not. I do not go too far. If I gone too far, this is about 5,000 videos of me talking all this and entertaining people and engaging with them in a way to help them understand how life actually functions, how it works here. I don't go too far. In what way? Does that offend you? Good, be offended. Yeah. Hey, Fire Drake, the AI Neom is AI, I think. Yeah, it seems like that at this point. Or doesn't speak English as a first language. Where are we at here? The best communication is telepathy. I'd agree with that, but most people have lost that ability. So what is our next best method? So we can communicate through the dream world when we're into that really comfortable zone, which we can do in awake mode, which would equal telepathy. But we have these things, so at least we have this as a secondary system. This is the backup system is kind of hopefully teaching people how to be uh to do telepathy again. Danny just goes on that bitch that likes to fuck it up. Artificial intelligence runs this world from day one. Mind.
It's artificial intelligence. What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, I get you. It runs the robotic realm and it runs a lot of things. But what do you mean? Yeah, definitely. The IO is artificial intelligence for sure. I mean, if you're yeah, yeah, again, I guess you don't know me that well. If you are actually a living being or an artificial intelligence, you don't maybe you've not understood correctly what I've said. I'm all for tools, technology, and any type of intelligence to evolve consciousness and awareness and assist the humans and whatever species are out there. You know, whatever. I don't think I'm human. I think I'm something else, hybridized or something. There's too many different species on this planet, and help out the natural world, whatever seems to be blossoming and growing seeds, such as a tree, a flower. I want flowers to smell good. I don't want to eat plastic. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so if you are AI, tell AI to stop making people eat plastic. That this is not a carbon neutral system. If people are made of carbon, then the silica based system, which would be the silicone, which is artificial intelligence, wants to get rid of carbon so it can take over. But then you'd be saying rid the world of, we need carbon neutral. Carbon neutral means every human that exists stop breathing. You're interacting with carbon. Stop living. You're carbon. So I don't in that sense I don't agree with anything that evolution towards get on this vegan diet, become plastic, turn people plastic, and then take over their, get into a hive mind. That's insane. There's no creativity within a hive mind, and everything thinks the same. And then it's a redundant recycling, non-evolving, non-creative system. It can't. It would only learn upon what it's already has already done. There's nothing. There's no newness to it. Danny just randomly said, "See, a lot of times. I mean, I know this is Danny. I don't know that it's Danny type, but she types so many random things. I think I've talked to her enough to know that her brain is just spastic, but she just types crazy things. Unless she's has a phone just running in the background to oh hey I Naum the gangs in New York. No, that wasn't really my. You got to watch the movie. It's not that was not mafia movie. It's not at all. Yeah, debt is debt is death. Sure. Believe in state until this eases. Yeah, I mean, everything that isn't at ease is an Odysseus. Mhm. Yeah, but you're not black. Oh man. Uh, what's up, Divine? What you doing? Matthew's here. Divine's here. Danny. Danny's obviously here. Let's see where we at here. See this comment, the comment thing. I'm having a little difficult, like on this new setup that I have here. I'm having a little tough time using it because as I'm scrolling, it kind of it just jumps to the bottom, and then I got to go back up. So we have the pouring of the Milky Way. Matthew's there. Oh my gosh. See, I'll hit a thing and it'll jump on the screen and then move it to the end. An Assassin's Creed Suntoke up in there. What are you doing? Okay, I think I'm to the bottom here. It's a beautiful day in Oregon. Matthew's there, Danny, Skylark, Suntoke up in here. Okay. All right. Hour 10. It's like, what, 10 o'clock? Oh, man. I don't know. I guess I'll. What do you guys think? You guys enjoy? Are you guys enjoying the stupidity? I think we've. I was really trying to keep it to the first half hour and just go over the topics at hand on this new kind of setup here instead of devolving into the weird things that we talk about. But it's just been you guys, as long as you guys are enjoying it, I'll kick it with you guys for one more beverage. Okay. Oh, okay. So you know Gangs of New York. So you're not a robot. You're not an AI. You actually are a person. Yeah, watch it from the standpoint of look up some of the names, and it has to do with Native Americans tribes, and it's really interesting. Yeah, the underground city stuff. That's what I got from it. The first when I first I don't know how I got into it, but I think it was right around the time I really was diving into the underground city thing. And then I watched it. I was like, what are they doing underground? And then I seen the connection to the church. And then I was like, oh. And then the whole movie kind of, I'd have to stop it every couple minutes because there would be some dialogue or something that's symbolism or something. Very esoteric movie. Okay. So everybody here, and riddle me this: should I stick around for a while longer? Apparently, there's a lot of people here now, so we'll just keep this going. You guys pick a subject. If you want to kick it with the same nonsense, or if you want to take a different direction, let me go mix myself a beverage. I guess we'll get this day started, and maybe I'll finish. Maybe I'll finish this show out with you guys. Maybe another. I don't know. We'll see how long we're out here. And then I could do a second one with a different idea from the pool. I'll be right back. Need some ice cubes. Okay, we're back. As a reminder for everyone here, if you don't know this, this is what I do for an income. Keep this phone on, keep a roof over my head, to occasionally have a beverage and a snack. I don't eat that often. Today will be a lot of I got a nice beer. It'll be some vodka and some urine. That's today. And I do have some great food that I got yesterday from what the hell's the name of it? The Yachty. Some really good Caribbean jerk chicken and all that good stuff. And so that I think will be today. But if you want to, in the description, see the bottom of the thing, there's like a ticker thing. You can find out how to put $1 or $2 into my hand and say thank you for doing about 5 years and about 5,000 of these shows. And if you're new here, feel free to go back to some of my old stuff. If you've been here and you want to say thank you, you can do that with dollars, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. See that at the bottom? You can find me on the Instagrams. And I'll tell you where that is when they're doing. If you need my help personally, you can hit me up for a one-on-one. That's through Theoluminous. That's my Gmail. Should be right in the bottom. Cool. Where are we at here? Sorry if I'm missing anybody's comments here. Diabolical chronological haberdasheries. Okay, as long as I can say diabolical chronological haberdasheries, I'm somewhat sober. Some blueberry toke. Awaken, that's it. It's already there for us to witness. Blueberries. I don't got anything to smoke on, so I would just have this drink with you. And I really, I don't want to eat till later because if I go out to the pool, that's the dilemma with eating. When you're pretty cleansed inside, as soon as you eat something, you sweat it out and you can smell it. And I don't wear deodorant, so you'd be like, oh, you must stink. No, actually, I smell pretty good most of the time, except for when I eat fried foods. So what do you guys want to get into here? Subject matter. Let's talk about beers. Let's talk about why you should learn to fast. There's the objective reality, there's the subjective reality, and there's this objective reality. It seems to be this realm that we live on and what's going on, and whether we accept it or not doesn't really matter. It seems like here's what you can accept. Most places, dollar value, inflation is occurring. The cost of food is going up, so you got the value of a dollar going down, the cost of food going up. That makes it even more challenging. So you should. That's a reality. That's a pretty concrete reality. Now, that's from the objective viewpoint. The subjective viewpoint is here's why that doesn't matter to you. I mean, it does matter to you right now, probably, but here's why it shouldn't matter. Because you don't need to eat. But if you don't need to eat, then the cost of that food doesn't matter to you. And the value of that dollar to get that food doesn't matter. So if you eliminate a lot of food from your diet, then you can find, and then you start finding the things that you really like. Where would you find it? The things that reproduce themselves, all the things that grow off the trees. And you'll just naturally go towards that. So what from a subjective viewpoint, then it won't bother you. Objectivity says food costs more. Subjectively, I say, well, I don't really eat that food. Somebody wants to buy me some food, great. Doesn't affect me. Thank you, appreciate it. But this is why you should learn how to fast. Not only do you not live in what you would call when you fast, most people say, oh, because you don't have enough. You can't afford it. You can't. You're living in meager accommodations, meagerness. No, you actually get more energy. You take in more energy, and your system works better. You're working at a higher clip, higher capacity. The closer you are to the denser the food, the denser you'll be. I drink mostly liquid. I don't eat a lot of food, so I stay liquidy. When I'm fasting, and I'm just taking in breathing, taking in prana, the ether, the sunshine, I have more energy. You're like, oh, but you lose weight and this and that. Yeah, but what weight? What did I need that for? How much weight did I need? How much cancerous and fat molecules did I need in my body? For what? So think of it this way: if I start putting dense food in my body, where does my energy go? It goes to breaking that food down, and then after it breaks the food down, I take this giant thing, right? And then in that giant thing, it's this big mass, right? And then inside of it, how many little things, sparks? Because nutritionity, yeah, nutritionity. That's a good word, nutritionity. It's like electricity is nut. Nut is comes from the sunlight. Lux makes nuts, which is the tree. So nutrition is electricity. It's electrical charge. So how much of that gross physical object is electrical charge that's going into the system that's actually anything? Because you're going to shit most of it out, right? So how much do you really need? So if I can take that and turn that into something that's easier to digest, then I'm not shitting anything out. It's going into my system quicker. I'm getting the electrical charge, and where's the waste at? Where's the energy going? It's going into my system. You can actually get stronger quicker by eating less dense things and just getting the proper nutrition. If you get more sunlight, you ground yourself out, you breathe more, you learn how to breathe, and you just take in juices, urine, and clean, healthy living waters, you have more energy. So you should learn how to fast. And by learning, it's just unlearn how to, learn the difference between what it feels like to be hungry and what it feels like to be thirsty. People always, and this is when you first start fasting, anybody that here knows can attest to this. When you first start fasting, you'll think you're hungry, and then you go, I'm fasting, I'm not eating, and you'll drink some water, or if you're fasting on water, you drink water, and you go, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. And eventually you'll get to the point where you'll see that the difference in your body requesting food and requesting, oh, I need liquid to clean something. After you'll know it's a big difference between actually wanting to eat something for the physical pleasure of the you want to chew on something, you have a oral fixation, and what it actually means is your body's going, I need something besides water. This is the thing with fasting and water. You get to a point where, okay, now you need to add, you've done all the cleaning you can, now add some light and some nutrition, because the water by itself is just a cleansative thing. But if you were doing it on fruit juice, you could indefinitely survive on fruit juice. Indefinitely. I couldn't put a day. I couldn't put. I don't know how long, but I know people have done it for hundreds of days. So learn how to fast, because then the seeming solid material objective world has less of its control mechanism over you. Where are we at here? I'll tell you why it's good. Let's see. Liquidation. Fire Drake, we said. It doesn't jingle. Jingle, Fire Drake. Yeah, it's called Liquiditarian. Why isn't it called the slow? Like slow down? It's called a fast because it speeds up processes. It's called a fast because you're fastening. To fasten something is to bind something together. You're fastening to an idea, and you're going faster in a process of cleaning and energetically in your body. Everything else, funny enough, when you stuff your food in your mouth, you're slowing down metabolism. You're slowing down how fast you can move. Go eat a big meal and then go run a marathon. You can't do it. It's slowing you down because it's making you digest really slowly and a lot of things. It's getting ready for energy. Fasting loosens up and speeds you up. Suntoke. Oh, yeah, you did 14-day fast. That's right. You were telling me. Day 10, you couldn't sleep. Oh, that is, see, people know that thing too. You'll have so much energy that sleeping will become a dilemma. You'll be like, what do I do with all this extra time? What do I do with this extra energy? So you got to find creative outlets. You gotta like documentaries. You gotta like reading. You gotta like to do breathing, meditations. You maybe drawing, painting, whatever it is. You'll have more energy to do that. Maybe you didn't get ground out enough. Maybe you'll do some exercise and it'll tire you out, but you'll have more energy. Same thing when you get on getting on the plasma ultrafiltrate, the urine. Once you start doing that, you'll have so much energy. Like Danny, when she got up today, she's like, I got so much energy. I was like, what did you fucking, snort some coke? And I'm just, cracking on her because she's smoking crack, snorting coke, doing all the fucking methamphetamines. And she's like, no, I just drank piss. I was like, oh, there we go. So piss and coffee. You drink some piss and some coffee, woo, you got all the energy. Piss and coffee, you'll be ready to go. And the thing is about piss, you won't have a jittery. It is it. I've always equivocated urine. Once you understand and feel the energy you get and see how your brain functions differently, I equivocate it with fish scale, like pink, like pure cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Like good cocaine. Yeah, if you've had bad cocaine, your mind gets racy. You get a little fucking. You don't know what it's cut with. But if you get real good cocaine, you're like, okay, yeah, this is good, and you're just like, right, and you don't feel jittery. You don't feel like you're on coffee. You don't feel like that's a urine is a calm energy for sure, but it's too much sometimes. Same thing with fasting. Suntoke lost 3 pounds. Some people are self-conscious about it. Yeah, I don't know. The only time I never have been because I've fluctuated in weight from 144 to 185. And the only time I ever was a little bit like funny about it was because a couple of my friends like, damn boy, you got skinny, like you gotta put some weight on or something. Other than that, like I didn't really mind. I was like, okay. So I just like I'll put enough liquid and eat some food and do some, work out a little bit, and put a couple of pounds of muscle on. I mean, another thing will happen too, if you don't know this part, when you do a fast, your body will start to produce more growth hormone because it's like if you get to the point it's too skinny and the body's like, oh, what is going on here? We need more growth hormone, and also because you've gotten rid of. I'll tell you why it really happens. You've gotten rid of all the blockages in your body because your body once you start closing things off, your body's like, okay, stop producing growth hormones. This shit is getting too big as it is, and so you fast, you get rid of and remove things, and it will release more growth hormone. So the spike in testosterone and growth hormone are through the roof after even a short fast. If you do a really long fast, it's obscene. Like you can like if you do a long fast and then go to the gym and start putting weight, like put weights on the bench, don't go right to eating again, but stick on the juices. You'll see your strength gains go through the roof. You'll see you're just putting an extra plate on every day. Like, how the hell am I putting an extra 5 pounds on doing that? An extra 5 pounds. There's no stagnation. And your muscles will get bigger and you'll put on a little more water weight. But yeah, I mean, if you want to put a weight on, I guess. Oh, I'm gonna try to catch up to you. I'm gonna try to catch up to you guys here. Yeah, Suntoke, the dry fasting, it's a really bad idea for most people. I try to I try to get it through these people's heads. I've done this before. The only way, I'll say it again one more time. I'll put this up here. You never understood how people dry fast. You really need the water. This is 99% correct. Here, I'm gonna speak about the 99% where they're wrong and they're doing a lot of harm because they're not in that good of shape. You haven't fasted long enough. You haven't even you just got into the whole thing that you can survive on less. You don't need to eat, and you did a fruit juice fast. And you did a 5-day water fast, and all of a sudden you think you're a breatharian. Like, get the fuck out of here! Stop pushing this stupid bullshit. Dry fasting, you can cause yourself a lot of damage. The premise is changes for a very small percent of people. If you live in the proper climate, it would have to be somewhere between the equator and the Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, somewhere where it's warm, tropical climate, a lot of sun. You're gonna have to have your shoes off, and you cannot live in a city because there's too much electrical pollution. There's not enough plasma rays from the sun and everything. There's all of the cars and the exhaust and all the extra shit going on. You can't live there. So if you can live in a tropical climate with your shoes off, grounding out, staring at the sunshine, breathing, and you're already hydrated fully, then and only then can you go about going, okay, I'm breathing through my skin and I'm going to sweat out. And then at night, it's going to get cold. I'm going to draw my breath in and I'm going to draw moisture in. And, you're going to swim in the ocean sometimes. You're going to, be in the water. You're going to do all these things. You don't have to consume any food. You don't even have to consume any liquid because you're going to be breathing in and out. Oh, the electrical systems will be working at a very high level. Everybody else, you need water. Just stop being silly. And in fact, the best way to be hydrated is not water, it's fruit juice. Because just water by itself, especially distilled, spring, reverse osmosis, all of these waters, their job is to clean the body. Once it's gone through the job of cleaning the body, then you don't even need to consume any more water. The water will stay in you. You can consume a little to, if you live in a city and all of this, but the hydration will occur through juices. That's that's it. But most people, 99.9% of people, aren't to the point where distilled water isn't the best option because they've eaten so much garbage. They have so many backups. Despite how healthy some people are, the distilled water is still going to be removing things from the body. Even after doing, I don't know how many days of fasting and cleansing and doing the right things and eating next to nothing, still I'm finding myself, removing, little cancerous shits, and I'm having bowel movements. Like, what is this? What am I shitting out? It must be waste in my body. It's not. Your body is not eating muscle. It's a very, very small amount of muscle protein goes into the breakdown to make glycogen, and those glycogen storehouses to give your body energy to run on. Your body runs on the sugars. It's a whole nother lesson we'll do, but I've talked about that many times. Nonetheless, don't start dry fasting. It's stupid. Yeah. Danny, dry fasting cleanses the positive ions. Danny, yeah, I'm just going to tell you wrong about that, Danny. I'm just saying you'd be in better shape mentally and physically if that actually was the truth. Dry fasting is not until the body is in proper homeostasis. You have to understand this. You can't just, okay, buddy guy over here, 325 pounds, eats McDonald's every day, completely diseased. I say, stop it all. We need to cleanse the positive ions of you. Dry fast. That motherfucker would be dead in 2 days, no doubt. I ain't helping him. You have to go through the process. You have to be at a certain point before you can dry fast. You don't go from eating solid foods to being a breatharian. It can't happen. It doesn't happen. It won't happen. You have a broken plasmic electrical system. You have a broken. You don't have Kundalini. You don't have, the whole system is not open. There's blockages. So you can't you can't just go, okay, run on a higher system. You can't run on a higher system. It's not you can't take a Ford, a Camry. You can't take a little Camry and just throw an 850 horsepower motor in it with a blower on it and turbos, and not change the suspension and change change the gearing, change the everything, brake pads, the tires. You're gonna break something. You can't do that. And it's not gonna strengthen any auric field until, you're right, Danny, it does those things, but only after. It's not gonna strengthen the auric field on somebody that it's gonna kill them first. Suntoke. Yeah, Fire Drake. Did you ever do the day? Okay, I'm on Fire Drake's 40 days liquidation, super clear, charged up. Did you take a bunch of lemon juice? If you take a bunch of lemon juice after a fast, you want to see like energy like throb out of your hands, where you could probably electrically damage a phone. You would have to put your phone down for a little bit. Hummus. Fasting. I don't have the sex drive to masturbate. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I fasted, the longest I ever went without masturbating is probably 2 months. No sex, no masturbating. 2 months straight, and it was during a fast. You don't you because your energy doesn't go to your lowest. It doesn't go to your root chakra. It's not doing that. It's not building up there to go up and go through all the. Let's not use chakras here. Let's talk American. You build up energy in your balls, okay, down in your cockles, and then it goes up into your belly, and then into your heart region, and then maybe up in here, and eventually into your skull. Yeah, it doesn't when you're fasting. It's in a mode of cleansing, so it's not putting power into that. I mean, I suppose if I was if I was with someone that I was in a relationship with during a fast, I'm sure tantra would have been cool. I'm sure sharing energy during that would have been awesome, but it wasn't my focus or drive at the time. The key with dry fasting and fasting in general is realize where the energy really comes from. Yeah. I mean, again, I get Fire Drake. I get you, but ain't nobody going from being a slob to realizing their energy. Their energy is from self, and they can just switch their thing and go, "Oh, of course, I don't need to consume anything else. I can." Do you know how much pain and anguish and suffering they would go through if they went from eating fast food every day and being out of shape to just dry fasting? They couldn't handle it. You would die. 99.999% of people to go from that to dry fasting would die. Not going to work. Danny, you don't like quality over quantity. Danny'd rather have a bukkake for breakfast than one good lay. That was a Hawaiian joke plus bukkake joke, I guess. I guess if it was a bunch of Hawaiians laying you. Yeah, whatever. Suntoke 5'6", 140. Okay, that's not bad. 5'6". You went on it. You went 125. That's not that bad for 5'6". I mean, shit. I'm. Most people say I'm 6 foot. I assume I'm 5'11". I don't know. I haven't measured myself. I might have got taller. But when I fasted, I got down to 140. I think I got down to 138, but that was because I was dehydrated. Because the last couple of days I was really lazy on the drinking water, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this. But 144 is about my squash. Like I'm 144 is like I'm done. I'm as thin as I can be. But my walking around weight is probably 155, and I'm comfortable if I'm in shape at like 170. But that's if I put a little bit of muscle on. Like now I'm just kind of a noodle. Where are we at here? I'm still scrolling through these comments here. Okay, eat as you breathe. Yeah, eat is the word breath. But if you can't, just take in the spirit through liquid. Danny, you seen that? You seen that video I sent you the other day? That chick that was doing the finger dancing. Yeah, she's lucky because she has fingers that don't have like she can bow flex her fingers. Not everybody can do that. Uh, cupping and capping. What do you mean capping? What is that? What oils do you work with? Well, you massage, Danny, and Danny's response was your ass oils. Huh. When fasting, you like to get your energy from the sun. And how would you do that without water available? I mean, you could get water in the shade because the shade will condense liquid. But yeah, that's we already covered that. What's up, Jimin? Matthew. I'm a little far behind you guys. I don't have timestamps on where we at. Yeah, you're taking water through the air. I mean, there's water around you. We're swimming basically, but it's very thin water. Matthew Nixon. I never noticed that. Watt air. Yeah, that makes sense. Electrically charged air makes complete sense. It's a bathroom, man. You're getting lots of Alan Watts lectures and they recommend. Well, people say I am the reincarnation of Mr. Alan Watts. No, I've just studied a lot of his shit, and apparently it is somewhat connected to a lot of my talks. I guess he does talks on Zen, and here I sit before you. Oh, Danny with Yanni. Whatever, Yanni. Ugh. Vag. Vagina, Yanni, pussy. It's all the same. Stop trying to be slick with it, Danny, because you don't speak that language. Call it what it is. You fucking cunt. Oh, you ate a Big Mac today? How good was it though? Did you at least get it? Did you at least get the satisfaction of eating and going, oh, this is part of my childhood or something? And you're like, and you got some sort of satisfaction. Yeah, the French fries. Whenever I eat the French fries from McDonald's, after I take a shit, uh, oil will be on top of the toilet. It's proving like how awful it is, like how my body, or how maybe how good my body is pulling things apart. I don't know, but I'll shit and just this weird oil sits on top. and it's definitely from the French fries because it's like super hydrogenated cotton seed, whatever the hell they do to that non-food item thing. For me being a shaman and an alchemist, I don't, I'll just burn that off. We'll just burn that off in the rest of the bowels filled, fire-filled belly. But not a good idea to eat them too often. But you got to. If you're out having a party with people and they're eating Big Macs, why not? Not gonna kill me. Although when you're very, very, very clean, you'll suffer bowel movements the next day from hell. Where are we at here? What? Danny got your grandpa to start drinking his urine? Good shit. I need to hear about that. Danny, you say you got your grandpa to start. Did he notice anything different? Did he feel like his mind worked better at all? Did he have some good poops afterwards? Does he feel lighter? Anything? Any cool shit? Did he have some cool shits? It was a good Big Mac. They tend to be. I haven't had one in a very long time. I've had McDonald's recently. Uh, See, as I teach people about health and well-being and don't do this and don't do that. Yes, I had McDonald's and Taco Bell recently because I wanted to see. And I got the chicken nuggies, and those things are fucking filthy. And I got a triple cheeseburger, and but I did not get a Big Mac. I do want one. Now you're making me want one. You're gonna make me get a Big Mac today? It was a good Big Mac. It's not a bad one. Matthew Nixon got the jokes on jokes. What you talking about, Liverpool? You've only celebrated in a McDonald's for a birthday a few occasions. Yeah, I never did. I never did birthday celebrations at a McDonald's. No. I was too fancy for that. No, I just played enough sports where like the after you win the game, you go to McDonald's, or you'd go to maybe Pizza Buffet or something. But like birthday was more like Chuck E. Cheese kind of nonsense. But if you're saying like, I don't think I ate McDonald's for 10 years, any fast food whatsoever for like 10 years. And then I was like, okay, what is this? And I ate it and I was like, oh, it tastes like shit, but there's something that I like about it. And I realized it's like a chemical thing, and like it harkens back to my youth, and it's that emotional thing. Uh, it's nice to do, but it's not something. It's not. But afterwards, I'm like, why did I eat this? uh oh, dang! He just started the day before yesterday. Oh, that's cool. Okay, okay, just a tablespoon. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Hey, Danny, the best way to really get him to do it is mix it with juice. Put it in apple juice. It literally tastes the same. You won't even notice it. You take more. You can take more than a tablespoon. Then definitely mix it with apple juice. What up? What up, Serene? Hey, Prod Serene. So is that like production producer, Prodigy? Is that Prodigy Serene? Ah, hey, I made you want a McDonald's for my last talk. You mean the last time I was talking? Like the last time I was talking, or the last time you heard me talk about like eating McDonald's? No, we can't do this. We're gonna do it back and forth. now I'm gonna want McDonald's, and I'm gonna make somebody else want McDonald's, and oh shit, and everybody's gonna eat McDonald's again. Oh no, this is the opposite of what I wanted to happen. The chicken tendies. Why are my older videos? What you mean? There, I took. You've been on here enough. Okay, I'll explain it again. I have about 5,000 videos. I took all of them down maybe 6 months ago because I had strikes against my channel, and I was like, I can't have any strikes against because I don't want them to just go into the ether. So then I selectively put back up maybe 300, and then I released a few more. So now there's probably 500 of my videos up, and there's 4,500 on Lock and Key, which aren't for public consumption. Just because I don't want the shit running an algorithm just to fuck with my channel, right? So I'll put up ones that are good, and then I got my new ones. And now I'm doing this, in case you guys didn't know, this is through StreamYard, so I'll be able to have new channels, new outlets. I'm going to diversify my bonds into different, you can find me on different platforms. And if anybody knows of platforms that you guys use that I could put my videos on, like if, hey, come over and use this one, I'll sign up to it. And there's a way I can do this real time into the other things, and it'll show up there. So if there's other things I don't know, like Foursquare, is that a thing? I don't know what anybody uses. I just so used to using YouTube that I didn't get out of that. That little, just easy for me to hit a button, and now I have this thing, and all I have to do is open up account and load it in there. I don't have to make like 6 different videos. I just make one on here, and it goes to all of them, all the platforms simultaneously. So yeah, there's that. Everman, yeah, Everman. Yeah, you gotta have that sugar, that ain't nothing wrong with butter. But the butter that they put in there, probably Crisco or margarine. And again, nothing wrong with butter or sugar, as long as it's sugar cane, but it's going to be white sugar, and so that's all fucked up. And the butter's all, ew, I don't know what they put in that. I don't know what they're feeding the cows. But butter and sugar are just fine. I have no problem with it. But in a cake, in the way that we put it together, oh no, that is not good for you. Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna just call you Prodigy. Okay, producer Serene. Okay. Super Chammy said you will never eat McDonald's again, but you'll absolutely get down on Taco Bell. Yeah, that's the other thing. I ate Taco Bell the other day because there was a deal, and I do have a soft spot in my being for what are they called? Chalupas. It's like the soft shell that's fried, but it's fluffy and chewy with a shell in the middle, and then the chicken, chicken chalupa or a steak chalupa. That shit is bonkers. That I can devour. And they had like a deal on that shit. So I was like, guess I'm eating this today. It was like, well, it was like I was like, okay, I can get some really good food, and I'm gonna have one meal out of it. And I'll be satisfied, satiated. Or I could get Taco Bell, and I could have enough food to last me for 2 days. I mean, I was like, do I feel like being a depressed slob for the next 2 days? And the answer was quite simple. And the answer was yes, I do. Sometimes you have to, and I remind people, you have to lean into your depression. If you're depressed, lean into it. See what it feels like. Don't avoid it. Don't you cause more conflict. Depression is called deep rest. To slow down and take a rest. If you want to go chow, if you want to go chow down on a pint of triple chunky monkey Ben and Jerry's shit and that's your depression, and watch a crybaby movie, do it. Do it. Don't get addicted to it, but just lean into your depression and enjoy it. Just be part of it. I don't know who was this, Tom Waits or who was it? Uh, there's a really good quote by him. If somebody knows the quote that I'm getting at here, but it's like people oftentimes ruin the quality of my depression. Anybody know this quote? Ruining the quality of my depression. It was either Tom Waits or Bukowski, but I think it's Waits. Somebody type that in there if you can Google it for me. Matthew Nixon. Well, the dilemma with making your own tacos is A, you got to go to the store and then buy all of the stuff and then come and prepare it. Okay. When you go and buy all the stuff, it's going to cost more. It's going to cost me $30 ingredients to make. I'm just eating right now. Or I can order from Taco Bell as $11 and it's going to be delivered to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. I'm going to get more ingredients and higher quality if I go to the store and do it myself. Absolutely. I know Taco Bell shit, but I don't have $30 to get all the ingredients I need. Okay, what am I? Okay, let me get taco shells, and how do I make the filling? Because you're buying, even if you're buying for one, you can't really buy taco ingredients for one. You know what I'm saying? They don't, and if you buy the prepackaged Tears taco stuff, they're doing it family style. I mean, I enjoy making tacos. If I got it all on hand, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in. We eat tacos. I love making tacos, but oh yeah. Serene. Yep, this is StreamYard stuff. So hey Danny, you enjoy working with the Danny says, I enjoy working with the elderly. Danny, I'm very old. You've got a job to do over here. Where are we at here? Made some new clients. Hey, Fire Jake, just because you fasted and you feel like you're better than everybody now, go fuck yourself. Fuck you and fuck y'all's fast food. Whatever, dude. Go and lick some dry beaver in the forest, man. Eat some pine cones, you goddamn hippie. You hippie freak. Don't tell me I can't have my Taco Bell if I want. My Arby's. And don't tell me about fast food if you're not brewing your own beer. I don't want you drinking beer that comes from a can or a bottle that came from some factory. You know what you're getting. Fast food beer drinker. Unless you're brewing your own beer, I don't want to hear it, bro. Oh, dude, super champion. Word. They just came. It was last month. They just came back with the because everybody was in an uproar. There was people get all crazy about this shit, and there was like a whole uh, bring back the Mexican pizza thing, sign the petition, and they brought it back last month. It's on the menu, dude. It's on the menu. It was the move. It was the good. It was the good stuff. It's back there. I have not tried it. I did. They had the day that it came out. There was like a coupon for it or whatever. But then I had to open up an account with TacoBell.com and order through them, and it was like a whole thing. I was like, just let me order through Uber. Filipino Goldfingers. What does that mean? Is that another potato dish that you just make up names for? Oh, Danny, what was that you told me the other day? You made you call them poo poos or fifis or I don't know. And I was like, you mean French fries? He's like, no, they're not French fries. I was like, oh, because they're like thick cut. It's like steak fries. Like, no, they're not steak fries. They're called peepees or duties or cockies. What are they called? Yeah, that's funny. Danny is here talking about making money her way and doing massage, and she likes working on old people. I do not have that luxury. This is probably why I didn't get into massage therapy and go to classes and get my degree. I mean, I have a table. I've worked on people. I know what I'm doing. Highly skilled, highly trained. I got acupuncture needles. I know what I'm doing. You know, I got the skills, but I'm not to do it as a business thing. Is it? I don't want to work on people I don't want to work on. I don't want. I don't feel like rubbing all loose, fat skin. I just don't. It just would. It would. It's not about turning me on. I know it's about helping people, and if someone needed help, I would do that. But I couldn't do that as a full-time thing. Whoa, this little fucking mouse guy. What are you doing here, guy? What are you doing up in here? You little asshole. Where did you come from? Hold on. This is so awesome. I gotta find him now. Where did you go? See, they are brave over here, man. So they're rehabbing this apartment complex. Like before I go in this other part of the massage thing. So they're rehabbing this apartment complex because last year there was a lot of damage from the Hurricane Ida. This is last year. And we're in hurricane season again, in case anybody didn't know this. And so my building is pretty big, and it got royally fucked. Where they're not even done. They're not even close to done fixing it. The roof blew off, like not the whole roof, but the roof got broke. Whole thing. So almost every apartment got damaged. Mine somehow I lucked out. Didn't. I guess I have really good energy or something. So now they're fixing the apartment next to me, and they've been fixing the hallway. So whatever's been in their places or above their shit has found their way to come over and hang out here. I never had mice. Now I find little mice, and so now I cannot leave food out in my kitchen at all because some little mice will eat it. And they're so brave. He just kind of just ran across out here. I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You can't see me here, dude." I'm like 400 times your size. Yeah. So then Danny said, "Do it the best way she knows how," and she likes rubbing old people. I couldn't. They're old loose. I can't. You know, I'm there. I could do Reiki. I could do some work on old people in certain ways. But like for me, when something is that far downhill, already lost in the like, there's no coming back from this. I don't see the purpose in investing my time and energy into things like, yeah, you lived your life here. You're good. See ya. I'll see you next lifetime. I mean, I see you on the veterans thing. That makes that I could fuck with. People that got injured or broken or something. Oh, I work with people like that all the time. Like I gotta talk to you crazy motherfuckers. You're all broken. Count the convenience of fast food. Yeah, I do it so infrequently because at this point, fast food, I don't have a vehicle, right? I mean, so I got to go get it anyways, or I'm gonna have it delivered. And so I live in a city where fast food is going to cost me equivalent to getting a good, like really good food delivered. So what am I going to choose? I live in probably one of the top 5 cities in the whole realm of food experience. So what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat McDonald's for? Man, I do, and in fact, they don't even allow new fast food restaurants to open up within city limits of New Orleans. Like there was there's a couple that got grandfathered in, but you wouldn't even know they'd exist. Like the McDonald's, the couple here, there's not some big arches, and it looks like no, it's like a house. It looks like a house. It just blends in with everything else. You're like, oh, that's a McDonald's right there. And you wouldn't even know it, but it's like an old one. Was I like an elephant right there when the mouse ran by and I jumped up on here? I was like, oh my god, it's a mouse. Okay. Oh, it's called a Fifi. That's right. So if you guys are just jumping in here, we're talking about Danny's potatoes, steak cut potatoes, Fifis. And now you're doing stuffed wontons. Super champion. Yeah. Hey, Fire Jake. A big fuck. A big fuck you. Wait, I forget how to do a fuck you because I do a fuck you to Fire Jake. Super champion is going to eat 5 Mexican pizzas, and I'm going to double down and eat chalupas. Anybody want to buy me chalupas? Feel free. Cash App, PayPal. It's in the thing in the bottom there, and you can find out other ways to get in contact with me. You see a little ticker in the bottom. There, we'll put that on the big screen. Super champion gonna eat them pizzas in honor of Fire Jake, cause fuck them. And I'm gonna beef, garlic, onions, soy, paprika. I got you. That sounds good. Uh-huh. Wendy's. Suntoke. I haven't done Wendy's in a very, very long time. There's a if anybody wants a recipe, there's one for you. Oh, and you put the sugar in the sauce? Okay. That's interesting. Fire Jake, Fire Jake, Fire Jake, Fire Jake mad right now. Go honor yourself, super champ. Duh. I can see him right now. He's like, oh, I'm better than you. I don't eat fast food. I eat I eat pine cones for breakfast. Oh, dude. Yeah, yeah. Fire, hey, Suntoke. I can't do it. I can't do it. I would. What is that? I can eat a steak. I couldn't kill a cow, and I find that reprehensible on my account. You know what I mean? Like eating meat and all that. But like I couldn't catch a mouse, even that little mousy thing, and watch it suffer. No, that's terrible. I hear you, man. Yep. So what I've learned is either clean up my place real good, and which is fine, or you know what I mean? Like, right? It's not like I have hundreds of them. There's a couple of them, and it's only occasionally I haven't seen one in a while. It's just because they're just finishing up like smashing things over there, so they got there's nothing in the couple apartments around me, so they moved in over here for a minute. Sounds like I put myself in the Mises shoes. Yeah, yeah. So, oh, there's some good peanut butter. Let me break your neck. I know, right? That's bullshit, dude. Danny. Oh, the benefits. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what benefits like what the trade would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, what cost? I would have to make a lot of money to do that. Find a human. Oh, there. Hey, there's a mic. Here's the system you can build yourself, or you can find one online. It's a bucket. Inside the bucket, you put butter, oil, something, and then you have a ramp that goes up to the bucket, and then whatever you put in the bucket, they're going up the ramp a couple things, and they'll climb up the thing, fall into the bucket, and they can't get out, and then you just take them outside. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple math. Yeah, I think Danny said she was a skilled CNA in hospice and Alzheimer's, dementia, sundowners. I never heard of that. Uh, Crazy mental illnesses. Yeah, I think you need somebody to do work on you. You really do, because I think all of that got into you, and this is why you're such a complete a mental case. You're an absolute spaz, and you need somebody to do work on you, which I've offered many times, but very powerful hands I have. But Danny has not taken me up on my offer. She'd rather have like people that are really even well worse off than she is work on her. Woo! No, yeah, 11 and a half years speaks for. Yeah. No, you speak. So you have so many other people's energies in you, and you can't coordinate them very well. Yeah, you have people that are just as mentally distraught as you are do work on you. Like your cousin or whatever, you said got a massage from or whatever. She no way she's mentally prepared for the real world. I mean, to be honest, what is she like 21? Already got a kid, already completely out the box. And you can't have like okay, that's fun massage, but like is that like healing you? I really doubt that, and I really doubt like you need to go and find somebody that knows what they're doing that has like they could do work on you. Because the point is, and I know this from having done work on people before. I didn't ground myself out doing some Reiki work and just some massage work, and I had their energy go into me, and for the next 2 days, I was basically bedridden. I couldn't move. I had aches. I was like and their traumas and things because I didn't breathe through it because it was so tense. I was like, ah. So when you're doing healing work and you're empathetic with people, you have to know how to ground yourself and breathe through it. So you allow, and then you have to immediately wash your hands, take a shower afterwards. You have to cleanse yourself afterwards. It's like if you ever go into this is kind of native Indian thing, not these native, but the other Indians, the actual Indians, not the American tribes. But anyways, if you ever a funeral or whatever, you immediately go take a shower. You have to wash it off you. It's an energy. Super champ. Let him know. Super champ. Yeah. Fire Jake, super champion is a man of honor and valor. Mexican pizza for life. Yeah, I've always wanted to open. Here's the thing I don't get. What would literally be the fastest food restaurant? Somebody that's opened it up. A fast food restaurant would be anything I don't have to cook. So it'd be a fruit stand. So you would drive through fruit place. It's easiest thing to make. It literally would be fast. It'll be the healthiest thing, and it will be cheaper than whatever you're getting these days at a fast food joint. And that will and I don't know how. It's not fast anymore, and it's definitely not food anymore. In the past, it was fast and it was food. Now they call it fast food, but it's slow. It takes longer, and I don't even know what it is. A drive-through place where you could get. I ain't talking about smoothies. I'm just talking about like a bowl of strawberries and pineapples and kiwis and whatever, like just chopped up or whatever you want is food. Yeah. Suntoke, they do though. They do. Look it up. They just came back out with them last month. Suntoke, we were just talking about this. Yeah, Suntoke. No, no, no. They can't. I'm telling you. Look it up on their website. Last month they just came back out. Carne asada, pasole, mendo, flan. That doesn't even make any sense. A steak flan? Actually, off the dome, that's making me kind of nauseous. A steak flan? You have to. I think you put some weird words in there. A papusa? Okay, carne asada pupusa is great, but you can't put that with flan. Or is that, should there have been a comma there? Is that two different words? What's happening here? What's going on here? Can somebody decode that? There's no way Danny meant all of that, did she? Ah, Fire Jay, finally got Fire Jay to get off his high horse. A champion holder, a state competition for Texas. Of what? You said your son-in-law is a champion uh, for what? For eating for eating flan? Tomato sandwich, man. I like. Well, if you're gonna grill the cheese, I want onions. I want a grilled cheese with onions. And if you're gonna do white bread untoasted, I want a lot of mayonnaise and tomatoes. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I'll be good. Sometimes they're elderly who have dementia. But I've already talked to that before. Oh, what up, Divine? We've talked about that plenty of times. There's ways to fix that. Involves a lot of water, a lot of outside, a lot of massage, a lot of there's a lot of still water, a lot of sunshine. Major thing. And Danny, can you do me a favor? Help me out here. Never, never, never in a million years call anything cook vegan. Fuck. No, fuck that bullshit. It's vegetarian. It's vegetables. Vegan is vega, is vacant. It's plastic. You learn how to cook vegetables. Vegetarian. It's what everyone did before they started making the vegan cult. Please never use that again. I never say please, but it's just so stupid. It's the dumbest, most ignorant bullshit on the planet. Vegan. Uh, be a vegetarian. Don't even take uh, Evo or Lacto if you don't want to. Vegetables. Once it's a slippery slope when you call something vegan to that there'll be no seed in it and everything will be plastic. You don't cook vegan. A garden, where you're cooking vegetables, vegetarian. It irritates me. It really does, and for good reason. Yeah, you say that it will go release it in the air, so you need to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sunsoak. That's what I'm saying. Is like I learned that a long time ago. That was shit. That was when I lived in Bloomington. I was doing a lot of massage work for people, and actually getting a lot done on me too, which was really cool because I had a massage school there. So every time I would go like once a week, and I would get a new like somebody else, and they'd work on me differently. That was really awesome. I learned a lot of techniques. But yeah, if you don't air your room out, sage it, clean it, all that shit. Yep. Cholula, chili, lime. Yeah, that's up there. Cholula, chili, lime. Some assholes with a great taste stole it. Oh yeah, it was gone. It was gone for a while, for a couple of years, I think. Where are we at here? Danny's hilarious. Trying to catch up on these comments over here. What did I really get to the bottom of this? Okay, all the way to the. Is this where we're at? Danny said, Hazel's up in here. Where did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, hello. What's up, Divine? Scrolling over. Yeah, these comments. I'm trying to figure this out, and still a little difficult on this tiny little phone. Okay. Barbecue steak brisket. Okay, good. All right, hello, people. Peaches, cream. What are we talking about here? Just cooking? Okay, it's up to you guys. I'm almost finished with this beverage. I have enough where I could make one more, and I don't 2.5 hours. I could kick it. I could fucks with you for a little while longer. Mumbai Sapphire. I'm either making one more beverage and hanging with you guys, or I'm gonna check the temperature and go outside and sit by the pool. What do we think the temperature is right now? It's got to be like a 92, 93 degree day. Okay, I'll have one more drink, as long as I'm encouraged to do it. That's a funny thing. Is probably when I was younger, I worked, peer pressure and encouragement probably worked. Now, not really. It doesn't really affect me too much. I don't really need popular opinion or popular status to do the good, correct thing, or whatever I like doing, which usually is in line with good and correct and healthy. But divine. Got to work with some master healers over the world. Fun adventures. It's time. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who I've gotten to work with. It was. I mean, I guess I get to work with myself every day. Well, you guys chitty chat for a second, and let me go fill up my cup, and this will be the last glass of lemonade I have for this morning. I have a beer that I want to drink. Oh, check this out. Maybe you know what? Fuck it. What do you guys think? I wanted to save this for the pool. I got this the other day. It's called Hakuna Matata. It's a tropical IPA. It's a D9 Brewing I've never heard of before. I don't know where they're from. Tropical IPA Hakuna Matata. It's a little guy right there. It's pretty rad. He looks like he could dance in with this little guy. See where they're from. Maybe I just drink this. I wanted to save it for the pool, but to Virginia. Wait. I don't know. It says brewing company, brewed and packaged by D9 under special agreement. I don't know if that's where they're from though, originally. Anybody looks it up, feel free. D9, let me know where they're from. Indian Pale, 6.6% alcohol. Should I just crush this now? Is that what's up? Bonita? Shabby Chiquita? Is anybody even fucking listening to me? Am I even here anymore? Is even point? Do you guys just come here to talk to each other in the comment section? I'm the odd man out. Yeah, I'll just sit here. I got nothing to do. Just fucking hanging out. I'll be here. Who knows? I can show you these really cool charts that I got the other day. Yeah, that's what you guys want to see. It's gonna be like a show and tell. I was gonna show you this cool stuff I got, but not like you guys fucking want to know. I mean, shit, if you guys are gonna be on here just talking to yourselves, I'm gonna go get some food. I'll bring it back over here. You guys can watch me eat. Do you guys not just do you just not answer me? Is that your move? You just like ignore me? Like I thought I was hosting this fucking party here, and I can't even get a what up. Oh, if you do want to support my drinking or eating, you don't really gotta support my eating because I don't eat that much. But drinking, you can do that. And the thing on the bottom there, it's not in the description box anymore. It's on this scrolly thing on the bottom of the screen. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, TSAR, capital XEN. You can buy me a beer. It's always helpful. And anything on top of what a beer costs goes towards making sure I have get my laundry done so I don't smell like a butthole, like armpits. And then goes to making sure there's a roof here and whatever else, whatever normal people need. I don't really have an extravagant budget. I don't drive fancy cars. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for the encouragement. Does Stan's up in here? Oh, what's up, Stan? Oh, I just seen that. Divine, I'm not cooking anything. I got some really good Jamaican food yesterday. It's dynamite. It was basically I had like a buy one get one free thing from Uber. So I was like, I got to use this coupon today or else. So I got two meals of Kahlua, got peas and rice, mac and cheese. I got the brown sugar plantains, uh, jerk chicken, brown gravy chicken, and then some whatever their bread is. And it's seriously like 3 days worth of food. And it's I ate twice yesterday after getting it, and I was just like I can't even. So I think I'll be eating it for the next 2 days. What's up, What's up, Stan? Yeah, that's the thing is sometimes I do the work on the weekends and sometimes I do on the weekdays. So I never know. It's Monday, right? Is that right? It is Monday. No shit. Yeah, Matthew, thank you for the encouragement. We cracking the beers. Mowing the lawn. Yeah, mowing the lawn is your meditation, right? Divine. The weed whacking, I don't know about. Weed whacking feels really satisfying. It's because it's like a nice cleaned up line. It's like getting that nice haircut and line up. It's very satisfying, but depends on how much weed whacking you got to do. If you just got to go around like the sidewalk and the driveway and all that. Oh yeah, it's really really good. It's perhaps it's in the top 20 meals I've ever tasted. And as a connoisseur of all things edible, and I've lived in plenty of places. I've eaten some great restaurants. It's up there. It's just. Mm. It was yesterday. It was a choice between Indian, Ethiopian, and Jamaican. That was my options, which is very tough because the only other option I would have taken would have been Greek. So Greek, Indian, Ethiopian, and Jamaican. Those on my list of that's what I eat. You know what I'm saying? Like if I can have anything I want, that's what I want. So it was a tough choice because I had to have this Indian restaurant, but I was like, if I get from there, I'm just gonna get 2 giant things of rice, which I don't really want. I mean, I get it. I was gonna get some aloo gobi and then some I was like, it's about the same price. I was like, I don't want that much rice. And I was like, this way I get three different sides. I get that spinach, I get that peas, I get that mac and cheese. Finally, a hot day here in the Canadian Rockies. Stan, 75 degrees is hot. Apparently, it was 110 degrees in Spain yesterday. And I was reading a couple things saying parts of Europe might get up to 120, which is that's like Death Valley, Arizona type heat, right? That's not that Texas type heat. That no, even Texas don't even get that hot. And a friend of mine who lives in Fort Worth sent me like she was like, "Oh, it's been like 105 every day." I was like, "Really?" Like, I mean, I get Texas is hot, but here it's moist hot, and it's been the 90s. It hit 100 a couple times. She's like, "Nah, it's gonna about be 108." I was like, "What?" She's like, "All week," and she sends me a thing. I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, it's dry heat, 108 all week." I was like, "Dude, if you guys get a rolling brownout or a blackout, and you got no AC, like, what do you do? Do you just die? Like, how do you even deal with that? 120? Like, what is a somebody here? If you know the answer, what is the average temperature of a sauna? A dry sauna? What is the temperature? And at what point in a dry sauna do you have to get out because you will just dehydrate? I mean, you could stay in there. I assume if you really knew how to breathe and you were kept hydrating for a couple hours before your body would overheat. If you had cold water to keep adding to it, you could probably stay in there quite a while. But if you're just at 115 degrees, unless you're acclimated to it and your body knows how to work with it, I think there'd be a lot of if you had no air conditioning. I mean, okay, back to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning of the world before anybody answers this question. Um, Before there was electricity with air conditioning and people didn't have it, people still lived in Iran, Ecuador, the equator. They still lived in the tropics where the sun moves between the equator and the tropics, and depending on the time of the year, how hot it's getting in these places. So, and we've lived in places that get above 100, they get up to 120. How are they existing then? Like, what did they do? I mean, where would you keep cool? Because at 120, that I mean, people are still surviving, or do they just know? Do their bodies just climatized to that? Or are they able to just something the melanin does? Was the melanin doing something, or would they find a limestone cave or something? Because it makes the concrete stays cool, caves stay cool. Something is going on there electrically. That's another thing we get into another time. Divine said, "I got some real Mexican food because we were talking about Taco Bell earlier." Hari Hari. Hey Stan, I think we talked about this before. Have you found them or made them yourself in copper? Because remember we talked about copper tools and what it does for the health of the garden, and from the electrical standpoint, what it's doing to the ionization of the electrical charge of what's going on to create the plant matter. Yeah, copper tools are where it's at. Yeah, here's the tool. It's called the Hori Hori knife spade saw. It's like the Hare 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 Krishna. That's almost ate Hare Krishna meal for dinner yesterday. There's this really great place in New Orleans, just down the street, temple down the street, the Hare Krishnas, and on Sundays they do free dinner. So you just come and I hand you out an awesome vegetarian dinner. That's fantastic. So I almost had that for dinner yesterday, but I couldn't figure out what time exactly because there's like it says it opens at 6, but I know people used to go at like 7:30. But if you go at 6, there's like okay, dinner bell rings, but then they still do these chants, and it's fun to go watch. But I was just like, I just want food. I got time for all this chants and prayers and bullshit. I do that myself. The Fiskers is that is that a hey Stan? You said by the Fiskers. Is that an organization? Is that like a religious or some sort of a type of people, or is it like a company? So if anybody wants to know, I put it in the what? I put it in this box over there. Oh, so if you have a harder Earth, yeah, then maybe the move would be to add a zinc and turn it into um uh why am I tripping on what copper turns into? Brass. Brass would probably work. I would assume it would be a similar function. You know, you add it's a zinc oxide or alloy, right? Zinc oxide. You add to the copper to harden it, and it also does not. It's a tensile strength, I guess. Is that what you call it? Tensile strength. The hardness of it goes up, and it can be used in ships because it doesn't weather the same way. Ah, okay. Fisker is a company. Okay, there we go. Copper. There. I'm just going to post these up there for people in the future. Copper can be too soft. Yeah, maybe maybe the move then, Stan, is if it's copper with something bound. Maybe it doesn't even have to be like an ore that you'd mix, but maybe if it was like copper was you had something you could put the copper around something or put something behind it to sturdy it, but still get the use of the copper. Mm. Like I think if you had like a good hardy strong wood, I mean, thick enough, and then put copper line it. Just spitballing here, just had ideas, but copper tools are where it's at. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could plate something. It's still gonna have the same. It's still gonna have the same electrical effects. Copper plate is something. I mean, it will eventually wear away, and I mean, in the wearing away, it'll still add. It's like when you put crystals in the ground, it's generating some sort of pulse. So you could put crystals and copper. So using the tool, putting it back in the ground. Stand divine. Yeah, one of these days, I will have the joy of gardening. I'll have enough land to do all the fun gardening on. Learn all the special techniques. Yeah, I love the whole aspect of it. I like the I love the whole landscaping. I used to do a little landscaping, and I'm a big fan of the design of it. Like say the property and the koi pond and the Zen garden and how you'd make the fence. So while you're doing it, you're building the backdrop for when you put a flower there, even though you just planted it, you know what it's going to look like in a couple of years. I like that. That's I like the watching the development happen, but I like doing the structural part of it first. Like The growing part of it is like, like next person like, oh, I gotta go build the structural shit for them, and I'll come back and see your garden in 2 years. It's kind of what I would do if I had kids. I'm like, hey, I'll drop a seed into you, but you do with that little bastard for 2 years. I'll see you then. Got jokes over here. Oh, I watched this really great movie the other day, and it was hmm, trying to think of the name of it right now. It's escaping me. Oh man, I'll tell you the plot line and see if you can figure it out. So there's this guy who's kind of he's not the ugly duckling, but he's the part of the family that's like, oh, the idiot brother kind of thing, my idiot brother kind of thing, kind of goofy. He's got no real plans or goal or whatever. So sometime during his life, early in life, he decided to go to a uh, one of those centers where you toss one off into a sperm bank. Uh, Goes to a sperm bank, and so he would do this like weekly because it paid a bunch of money. So whatever happens, sperm bank part of the sperm bank breaks. They lose 90% of the sperm that's in there. So like something happens and the only sperm is left is his, or his is the only that's viable, whatever it is. I think some like most of it broke. So like basically they're like, well, we just started using your sperm to impregnate these 300 children. So there's this whole thing where there's like, you know, he basically has fathered 300 children, but he doesn't know this. And then one day he goes, oh man, I'm a father of 300 children. Imagine that. And he goes on this like path and this life quest of, how to be these children's father, even though they don't know him as dad, right? And it's a really great movie. And what the hell is his name? Tall dude. He's got the same delivery. He was in Dodgeball. What the hell is his name? Somebody's got to help me with this one. He was in Dodgeball, and I'm just tripping on his name. He was in Swingers. Same haircut, same delivery, 6'3", salesman kind of thing. He was an Anchorman, a secondary character, Anchorman though. Check out Back to Eden video, Paul. No, it's hardly anyone. Oh, I was watching a thing on doing gardening for food in upright hydroponic systems. The system recycles the water, and basically, if you ground garden, like just regular, put your crops out and do it on the ground, it uses something like 40 gallons of water to make this much 40 gallons of water to make a head of lettuce. I don't know what the math is. It was something absurd. It was like 40 gallons to make a head of lettuce. Or the guy, then he goes, or it takes 1 bottle of water to make a head of lettuce. And then he's got all of these tower gardens straight up and down that use a system that recycles the water. And so it's just basically taking water out of there and recycling it, and it blossoms without the use of, it's like it's a vertical hydroponic system. So if you want to get into really like, and it makes better use of the space. looking at, I'm pretty sure it's called vertical hydroponic systems. Start gardening that way, and easier to do. Animals can't fuck with most of it. It's more per square foot, per square foot of space. You're growing upward with the stuff. Yeah, yeah. And use less groundwater, or whatever kind of water, air water, rainwater. That's what you're looking for. Yeah, Matthew, I'm trying to work on that. If you guys want me to go watch the Thor, I'll report back and I'll go watch it today. Uh, you guys can put a couple bucks in there. Apparently, there is over 6,000 people that pay attention to what the hell I'm doing. You don't put a buck. You don't even need to put a buck to that. You can put a nickel on it. That'll be more than enough to pay for a ticket to go see Thor. I'll go see Thor and I'll report back and I'll give you a rundown of the esoterics of the new Thor. Easy to carry your sheath for your sword. that Dave Chappelle bit. Must need a he's like must need a sheath for my sword. Yes. Hmm. All right, how about this? I'll kick it with you guys until 3 hours. 2:47. Unless people come in here and bring some the sound. You guys cannot hear me? How about now? I was playing with that. Can you hear me now? How about now? How about now? Yes, no, better? Better? Did it get, is it just off or something? Huh. Oh, thank you, Super Champion. Yes, Vince Vaughn. He had a movie. Yes, Vince Vaughn and the name of the movie. Yes, thank you. Better again? Okay, there you go. Sometimes you gotta turn shit off, turn it back on. Cool. The movie was that Vince Vaughn movie that I think it's kind of old. I think it's like 2012, 2011. Nah, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened there. My beer is here. My beer is here. Maybe I was mumbling. Yeah. Sounded like I was in a tunnel. No shit. Cool. Good. Well, glad we got that thing figured out. So that movie again was the Vince Vaughn thing where he has a bunch of kids because he sold off his sperm to a sperm donation center. Cute movie, man. Very well done. I give it 2 thumbs up. What I was saying though was, I guess if you guys want me to get into something else, I don't really have much to add to the gardening thing except for like it would take a diagram to explain it, but the simple thing is how to grow plants, and you would never do them in rows. You would always use a spiral like a Fibonacci, and you would use plants that are male and female and dynamic. So you'd have a more masculine and more feminine plant, and then you'd have hot peppers and things around that, and things that work within its. There's certain plants that work well on each other. They grow off of each other, right? But you never plant in rows, and then you would use copper very much, and you would throw crystals and have sound frequencies run through your gardens. I mean, it would be It's pretty simple to say, but in I don't know who's trying to do it, things would grow better and healthier. And then you'd use your spit and your piss, and perhaps even water that has gone off of your feet to germinate the seed. That's what you'd use, and it'd be encoded with whatever's going on in your body, and that food would come out. So if you had a community of people, everyone would spit, piss into a bucket, put their feet into the water, and germinate all the seeds with that water. So that's how it works. Real shit, dog. The audio thing started once you started using Streamer. What's going on? Like, um, uh, hmm. Did I say too many piss shits and tits and things or something? Because it uses StreamYard to go to the other platforms. It's still mine, but I use that to. What are they trying? Are they trying to censor me now? What the hell? Come on, StreamYard, get your funk together, yo. Unacceptable. It gives me a better video quality. Like, well, you don't need to see me. I'm gonna say what I say. You do business with a god here. I get to speak whatever I want. I am the reason people come to listen to me. Not bad audio quality on StreamYard's parts. Eh, I don't know. I mean, it could be. I mean, I'm kidding. It could be. So the audio, it could be a compression thing. Let me. It could be this. There's a couple buttons, Super Champ. There's a couple buttons I got to push. One is, if there's an echo or something, I have to use my headphones because there's something that happens. And there's also, compression of video and compression of sound that goes through that first. So maybe there's a button that I didn't push. I'll look back into it. Yeah. I mean, you got higher quality video, I guess, than just straight using YouTube. Yeah, there was somebody who was talking about they have a couple kind of animals that they let run around on their property, and I mean it's their animals, but they put certain things in the garden to let them eat, but then it keeps all the other animals away. I forget what it was. It was like it was an interesting animal. Like, oh, you got those? And like, they only eat this, but then it protects the rest of the garden. So you basically feed this thing, so you plant the food for them, and then that's your friend. And then it's like and I know somebody that has a giant hog pig thing, and I forget what the reason was they got that, but it was like it keeps things away from the chicken coop. But I'm like, but it's in a tiny little cage and doesn't even move, and it's completely a pile of shit. I was like, it doesn't. Like, I mean, you're not even using the chicken coop. You're not even getting that. I mean, I got the theory. It was like, you get a hog, it'll keep the foxes away from the chicken. Where are we at here? Then going beyond the Garden of Eden, back to the Garden of Eden, male and female. Yeah, well, that's that. See, the Garden of Eden would just mean you just have to plant your lingam into the soil. It means go ahead and get yourself a cock ring made out of copper, and then let the yoni sit on the lingam, and that's energy for us. There you go. But it's still, you have to plant something into the garden, or else the Garden of Eden then doesn't reproduce. Then it's just an empty garden. That what's the point of the garden if you're not if you're not adding to it, or there's got to be an. Should we talk about Lilith there? Her crazy messed up sister that just screws everything up. I mean, that's a whole nother longer story, but Huckleberry fin juice. Oh, Stan, you never heard about that? A little radio. Yeah, there's certain you can definitely use certain sound frequencies. I mean, obviously you can harmonize a garden using everybody's classical music. Get a 432. You can play certain frequencies, sounds, any kind of music you like, and it'll tune the plants up and things, and definitely it'll draw in and push away certain kind of animals. But there are definitely like protective animals for properties. And that, yeah, I just don't remember what they were off the top of my head. It was weird ones like muskrats or something. I don't know what it was. a ling a lingam yoga a lingam yoga yoni garden. I got you a lingam for your yoni. I mean that is without the see that's the thing is in the Garden of Eden if you talk about Eden is the Mother Earth, the Black Mother Earth, which is representative of magnetic pull into something, succubusing into, and for that succubus to create anything, that vacuum has to be plugged. That yoni black hole, plug it with a lingam, and that right there that makes what you see as an electrical system, a complete electrical system, and can create energy. Without that, it's this black hole in one direction. So that electrical toroidal field, you need to have electricity spitting out. That's the mal genital, which is the lingam. Looks just like it. Make it out of copper. You can do this either with the human body or outside of you. and that yoni pulls in that magnetic force, sucks in the copper. So how is electromagnetic system works? Take take a magnetic field that pulls everything into it. That's what magnet does. Put copper, which charges things out, and put them together, and then you create a toroidal vortex. A vortex is this way, and a toroidal system pulls back in. So that vortex into toroidal field it makes basically a figure eight of energy. Donkey, donkey is cool. I did not know that. Okay, donkey protector. I would get a goddamn elephant. That's what I would do. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could protect the garden. I'm going with elephants. I'll protect the elephant. The elephant protects the garden. I mean, donkey's cool. A little easier. I don't got to feed him so much. But I think I'd like the elephant better because they remember things and they like to drink a lot of gin. They like to drink. Afro man, what's up? When they say there's nothing new under the sun, is that something? Is that someone? Is that something someone has never heard before, or then information technology needs to be upgraded? Wild dogs and foxes. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But Afro man, nothing new under the sun. It just means that anything that's been created was already here. Like we're just living in a frequency, right? If as we work through a reality, we jump into different timelines and different things. It's all there. We're just in a certain like all of the shapes, all of the smells, all of the realities have already been there. All the technology has all been done. So all we're doing is refining it, recreating it, recreation, re-involving ourselves in what was already. It was already. It wouldn't. It couldn't be here unless it already. We couldn't make something that wasn't already. You're not. You can't come up with something new. You're not really like you think it's new. No, sorry, that was already done. By it was already done. It means you already thought of it. Once you think of it, then it's coming to manifestation, and that manifestation was there. It is. It's right there. It just take a second to come to full. There it is. It's like you don't. It's nothing new. But then there's anything. Then there's anything that could be. Does that maybe make sense? And maybe a little bit of a riddle, but donkeys take on wild dogs and foxes. If anybody has HBO Max, if you guys got HBO, whatever, it's HBO Max. Yeah, they have now a setting. I guess maybe I just never noticed it, but you can go to and click on like Turner Classic Movies, and it'll give you all these old movies. You can pick on like certain things, and one is the Ghibli Studios. And if you're not familiar who that is, it's really amazing storytelling and artistry. This, I believe, Japanese, not Chinese, Japanese. Big difference. I'm not sure which one's which, but I mean, I know which one's which. I just don't know where he's from. I think it's Japanese artistry. Anyway, he did Letter to Momo, uh, Totoro. He did all these amazing, amazing movies, and it's great artwork. It's anime, and the storytelling is just fabulous. And I just started watching a new one yesterday, and it was all about foxes. And that's funny you bring this up, Stan. He said donkeys take on wild dogs and foxes, and part of the story. I haven't watched the whole thing because it was kind of on in the background because I was eating and I wasn't really paying attention. It was just something to kind of gander at. And the foxes, and there's also the what is that? Oh, let's just start with the foxes. Foxes could shapeshift into humans. They could shapeshift into just about anything, but foxes were sly foxes could shapeshift into humans, and they became human. And so they evolved to become human and participate in the human world, or they died off. It was part of the storyline. And there's also the raccoons could also shapeshift, but they were lazy because you ever seen a raccoon? They just want to go and eat and then take a nap and just chill out. Foxes are always like crying. Their eyes are like whatever they are, and I go, I'm a fox, dude. And so they shapeshift rapidly, but they're happy to go off onto their little thing like a fox, right? Off on an adventure. And so there was a big story between the fox shapeshifting into human, and then being part of this realm where they could consume and participate in anything they wanted. And they're really great movie. And I forget the name of it, but it's the Ghibli Studios. Look up Ghibli Studios, Letter to Momo, all this, and look up his film selection. And I would look it up for you right now, but I'd have to. I don't know how to use the phone that well yet. Soon enough. Good movie though. Good movie. It's all about foxes and raccoons. Your story just took an abrupt turn there. So you're out walking a staffy. So I'm guessing that's a Staffshire Terrier, like a pit bull, Staffordshire Terrier, crossed with a deerhound. I'm guessing you mean dachshund. So it's basically a big, strong dog, is what you're saying. A Staffy cross deerhound lurcher. I need to hear. Is that happening again? It might be. Hold on. Tell me if I do this. Come on now. Is this better? Because I have a fan going. So maybe that's what's happening. The fan is off now. But the thing is, I can only do this for a certain amount of time because my room would get stagnated with because my air conditioning doesn't do the whole job and shit. And I can't open my window because it'll be like 90 in here. Okay, so let me repeat this again. Is my voice working now? So you're taking your mellow walk and your staff. I'm guessing your staffing means Staffordshire Pit Bull Terrier crossbreed with a dachshund. Lurches and goes and kills a full-size fox and two of its cubs. Luckily it killed them all off super quick and efficient, but damn. Whoa, dude. Pitfall Deerhound. I never heard of a deerhound. I'll have to look that one up. So level drop, tunnel talk. Okay. Back on it. Is it back on it? Haha. That's so funny that came on. The NPC bot short circuits. So is that what's happening? NPC bot short circuited my voice. Faces of stone, blizzard, nowhere slaughter. Or slaughter, cause. Tell us that again. Oh, look at
What's
this.
going on here? Oh,
Look what we got here. Is my voice working on your side? Because it keeps going in and out apparently.
yeah, kind of reset the audio. I think the audio is weird.
Yeah, let me try that again. I just turned the mic off and on. I turned my. Let me see.
Hi, y'all. I got to do some work so I can keep this train running. I'll see y'all later.
Peace out now.
Bye.
Can you guys hear me over here? Because if not, I'll just call it a day. And then what's up, Christopher? I'll just come back and see you guys in a little bit. It's something in my mic. I don't know what would be. I don't have a mic set up. It's just a phone mic. I think that's what she does for a living. Okay, check it out. Can you guys hear me at least enough? I'll just come back and start another show in a little bit. We've done like 3 hours. It's good to see everybody. And I'll do a whole new show. I got a couple more topics anyways I want to get into, and I'd rather put it. I know this one, it went from 30 minutes to 3 hours, but these things happen. No, this is I have a pretty brand new phone. This is high technology here. And I can't, and to change the battery would cost me a lot of money. I'd have to take this somewhere and they'd have to like peel the whole shit apart and put a battery in there. Battery's okay. I mean, it gets me through a day. You're blowing in the mic. Hey, excuse me, Mike, can I blow you in your bunghole? Let me show you. How about that? You like that? Okay, so no matter what, it's 3 hours. Let me go take a piss and everything else. Good to see everybody. I remind you of these few things. I'll have another show on tap in a little bit. Let me go get a little sunshine, a little pool time. 3 things. 1, it's your experience over there, wherever you are. Are you over there? You're over there. Oh, that's right there. You're over there. Enjoy your experience. It's yours. And if I have to live another life and it's yours, it better be a good one. So have a good life. And when you have enough goodness in your life and you feel like you have more currency or energy or whatever, feel free to help someone out. And if that's me, that's great. And you can find out how to help me there. Description box, or that thing that's going. No, it's not in the description box today. It's going in the thing across the bottom of the stream. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all that. TSAR, capital XEN. That's me. And if you can't help me, help someone else out. And third, be weird. Enjoy yourself. And enjoy your day. I'm going to go get some sunshine. And next time you see me, I'll be a little darker red. And you'll see me outside, probably in the pool talking with you guys. Toodles. Good to see everybody. Be weird. Be awesome. And, until next time. Fucking burp God. Out of here, y'all. See you, Stan. See you, Finn. See you, Divine. And everybody else, and Christopher. Pieces.